And so yeah, you never get hit by 480, 460 because you're only one leg's 277. I guarantee it ain't gonna feel good either way.
This video is brought to you in part by TruTech Tools. Quality tools, essential support.
All right, guys, so we're up here on a no heat, no cool, whatever call. I'm not really sure which one they're complaining about because the thermostat's blank. And so I just got started. This has a history of supposedly tripping a fuse, and they found this relay coil on that relay there, that Honeywell, to be the problem back in December. Well, here we are mid-April, and I come up here and look at it, and the fuse is completely missing, which I always love it when somebody gets in there and jacks with stuff. I was gonna jump it out and just use my jumper king for my fuse, just to make it simple, and that's where we're at right now. First off, we're gonna start off and see if we got even power to the fuse socket there. Did we blow the transformer up or what? See if we can diagnose what's going on with this Trane that's so hard to stop. Let's just unhook from that and we'll see if we're powered up to the actual fuse socket. Nothing there, nothing there. Do we even have high voltage coming into this thing? So we have got 499 volts there on the wall, 499.5 volts on the wall, and 500 volts on the wall. I'm so glad I now know that this is 460 at its very top end almost. Here is a transformer over here. Let's see if we got juiced-amoni here on this. Got nothing on that side. This is the 460 side, which I would think comes up to there. It's kind of hard to get in there to probe it. But either way, like I said, measuring across that, we should have a like voltage across it. We ain't got squat, so we've got an issue somewhere. Let's kill power so I can maybe probe in there without getting my fingers blown off. And I could have known that this was 480, 460 by just looking at the wire colors. Orange, brown, and yellow is traditionally that voltage. Blue and red is usually 208. So I always like to check between legs and to ground. So everything's dead. Not sure what that's in there. It just looks like something to vibrate into something and short something out, because that very easily could get into that circuit board right there. That'd be bad, huh? Let's see if I can get a little bit of an edge piece in there so I can kind of probe that a little bit, make sure we're getting the voltage in there. There we go. Let's see if we got something coming into that. And these are the safer probes to use because they got barely a little pointy thing that hopefully won't get into stuff. 499 coming into it. What do we got coming out of it? I thought it was nothing earlier. So we ain't got nothing coming out of it, do we? Oh, lucky there. So there is a fuse right on the side of it. Okay. All right, killing it again. So right here, under this wiring mess, is a fuse, which I just reset. So we won't even have to do that. Now, what my next question is, where the hell did that thing go? I'd like to know, is there not supposed to be one there? I mean, was it not in there before? What's the story on that? Why is it not got a fuse? I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, it probably ain't gonna run very good without it. It kind of makes me a little bit irritated that. Okay, let's bring this on again, see if we get a trip. We can guesstimate that maybe that's R, and it is 26 volts there. Bring this board on. And I don't know if I see, yeah, there's a little red light down there on the bottom, right there. See it? So we know we got power to there. Let's go ahead and kill that. I killed it again, so it doesn't seem to make a difference. That system light is still on, so who knows? I don't make no sense. Let's look at all these different wires to ground real quick. Let's just go ahead and kill it. And we'll start checking to see if we got any resistance to ground on any of the wires, whether you touch them or what. So open. Ew, that blue wire, it's definitely to ground. Maybe that's common, I don't know. I got 218 on the black, 360 there, 219 there. Nothing on the green terminal. Red, 1 ohm to red. Wow. It'd be great to know what all these terminals are. There's 0.6 ohms, 0.5 ohms, and then like I said, that blue one there. So let's look at the schematic here, see what those numbers mean. Okay, going in here, looking at this, we gotta be careful not to brush it too much because it might wipe the numbers and letters right off of it. One of the things I noticed when I was messing with this board is these resistors seemed really, really, really loose. Look how easy that wiggles there. And that one there, not as bad. This one here is pretty solid. You can see it got so hot that it burned off the resistor bands that tells you what resistance it is. So I took it loose, and you look at the back here, and you can see the solder joints cracked. And this one here, you can see it wiggles. I mean, you should be able to see that on camera. So it completely got hot. Now what you can do is resolder that and then jump over to the next closest trace, because chances are these things on the board, those are called lands, or pads, whichever, and they are just thin copper that's underneath there. You know, like here it goes over to the purple here, which is a 70A, whatever that is. These look like MOVs, metal oxide resistors, or potentially capacitor. These were all smashed down. They've gotten hotter and crap. So what this board does, because Trane thought it was brilliant to have thermostats that only they had, that had certain resistances in it, and that's how you put these into particular modes. Theoretically, you could get away with, you know, fewer conductors, and the thermostat gave a certain resistance reading. That told it to go into cooling, heating, fan on, first, second, third stage, all that crap. So what this did is it decoded that and made it brain dead moronic. So, but that's what this board does, because you can see where it says thermostat right here. This most likely came up and goes over here to this mess of wiring. And since we're having problems here, that kind of makes me think that maybe the short has happened so many times or whatever. I talked to the guy that was out here last time, and he said this was not blown the last time, this fuse here, or breaker. This over here, this glass fuse, which I just seen a little piece of broken glass down here, because, you know, see, you got that little piece right there. Yeah, yeah, it's one of them things where they were out here in December, and here we are mid-April, and it's just now whatever. Yeah, not uncommon for a resistor to get hot, but still, shouldn't get so hot that it's unsoldering itself and breaking that. I can't tell if it ripped the land loose or not. I think what I might do, I may just resolder it real quick. I got a Milwaukee soldering iron. We can just put a little bit of fresh solder on there and see how that does. And then I'm going to recommend we replace that board. But that could help diagnose what's going on possibly too, because I mean, if this was, you know, a poor connection, that could have been an issue. And then like I said, look at this here. You had a blue wire that matches up perfect to this purple wire, but I don't know if it goes to it or not. So, you know, is that the issue? I don't know. There's that purple I was talking about. All right, so we've got the Milwaukee soldering iron here. So we're going to tin our tip, which is just a little bit of solder here on the front. I usually like to get it. It's got flux in it, so it's burning off. Shake off a little bit, and then that way we know we get good conductivity. There we go. So, like I said, this thing's off. So let's go ahead and flip this thing upside down. Let's see if we can redo these. There we go. We'll go ahead and hit the other side. That way it gets good to it. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Get on both sides. Actually, it looks like it laid down. It's rosin core solder. It's actually electronic solder. Like from Radio Shack back in the day. I bought this probably when I was in high school. And it's real thin stuff, so it melts really easy, which is what I like. Like I said, electronics repair is what I was going to go into, and I changed my mind and went into this fabulous field of HVAC, because nobody fixes boards anymore. Okay, that's not wiggling, and that one's not really wiggling. It'd be good enough to test it out and see if it works, and if that's the case, we'll just order a new board, because you really shouldn't fix boards. Just clean off any leftover residue here. There we go. You're gonna have a little splatter and stuff. It ain't like I got a nice holder or anything to hold this stuff. Good enough to diagnose it. There ain't nothing worse than ordering the board and then have other problems that, you know, that we're missing. It's hard to flush a turd. I mean, fix a Trane. Hard to fix a Trane. It's hard to stop it. It's hard to fix it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'd like to know, did that even happen? I mean, that's just coincidental right there. I mean, that looks like there was dirt not around that corner, which makes me think that it was probably plugged in together. Yeah, I think that was supposed to be there, so somebody might have unplugged it. I'm just plugging it in. It is what it is at this point. Okay, let's see what happens here. System light is on over here to the left. Still ain't figured out what is what. You can tell that blue, and this is chassis grounded, so they ground the tranny. So now you can go to common there. Now you can go to all your different points and see what you got. So got 27 volts there. What do we got on this red wire? This wire has 27 volts. Green's got 27 volts. So the fan should be running technically. Yeah, so the fan's not running. Now the question is that because this board over here is missing a fuse? So let's go ahead and turn this on. I'm using this just as a jumper, energizing the red and the white wires. Let's go ahead and hook this up, see if the and we'll go ahead and also, while we're at it, just for shdizzles, let's go ahead and clamp that. This is how I usually diagnose shorts, is with, oh, there it goes without jumping it. So it wasn't a timer. I'll tell you what, we're gonna leave that fuse thing missing for right now until I figure out a little bit more about that. So right now we know that G's not tripping the deal. I'm gonna say that's power, like I said earlier. Okay, let's go over here to W. Flip it on. See what it gets. Oh, there goes a click. There goes the draft motor. So heat's running. We can amp the transformer here, which is this one right here. We are pulling 1.5 amps. So, I mean, it's definitely on the higher side, but you're also powering other things besides just the thermostat. Otherwise, I'd be a little more worried. We will go min-max here. That way, if it does something while we're not watching, we can catch it. Come on, you high-class piece of machinery. Oh, there goes the ignition. Heck yes. How many decades old is this? Built in 1996. I was just out of school for 2 years. I was just about just under a year of experience. I started in July of 95. So, yep. So this has been here for as long as my whole career. Yeah, it ain't time to replace this thing. Nope. Not at all. We're at 1.85. Now, as far as the actual thermostat wire is concerned, we can see what the jumper keen here's got. It's got nothing at all current-wise going through it, because it's probably doing all of the rigmaroling right here. All the current and stuff is getting jumped right here. So this is just basically similar to what a relay would be. I see transistors right there if you look at it. So transistor's a switch, can be. EBC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 potential transistors there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those resistors. And we have 7 of the orange things, which could be, I don't know, they look like metal oxide resistors, but it could be a capacitor too. It could be something else. I don't know. So far, so good. That little breaker right there was 4.5 amps is what it triggers at. So let's clamp back on again and follow the music here and see what we got. So we're right now at 1.8. Boom. There's board 6400 0537. American Standard 1989, revision 1990. Wow. 1990, it put me about 8th grade. Great. And you can read all that garbage, so we're good there. Yeah, so this is not a typical situation here. So let's go ahead and undo that. And let's see if it shuts down here. There we go, it's shutting down. Now I do have a breakout box, decade box they call it, that I built with the resistances already on it. To make that, all you got to do is write down the resistance chart, which they usually have inside here that you just can't read. So right here is the optional Trane communication interface. You can see we have it says 0-40 volts DC, volts DC. It's kind of interesting that they have 7 of those. Remember how we counted 7 resistors? So that looks to be the 7 different things there. Comlink, here's your building management system. You have a high temp out input, but short of that, they don't take you to any thermostats to show you what number goes to what letter that you would normally be. So jumping down here, still not seeing anything. It probably was a sticker that had to be added. It's not a big deal if you work on them every day, but I don't. So I don't have it memorized. And this thing here is near impossible to see. One of the other units might have it so you could see it. That prong there's broke off. This one's here, but it's broke off here, and it's okay here. So basically they're missing both sides because somebody yanked straight out on it instead of knowing what they're doing. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the heat up high. Okay, it's running maximum heat here. You're always supposed to cycle it from the thermostat anyway. Our maximum amp draw here is right at 1.97. So we're good there. Let's go ahead and run it in cooling mode. And I guess last person had a short here on that, which I checked everything in there, it looks fine. That's pretty impressive right there. Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and run the cooling, see what happens. Okay, let's see what it does. So we're still at 1.98 amps on the meter. I'm thinking this board was our issue. I love the way they ran that zip screw right up there, and that wire can kind of bounce a little bit. It's kind of nice. Might trim that out a little bit just as a precaution. I mean, it's been like that for a little while. It's not as sharp anymore. Okay, first stage appears to have just kicked on. Can't really tell if it's actually working because, I mean, today is only like 40-some degrees. But, you know, whatever. Well, it's pulling 5.5 amps. That ain't a lot, but better than none. Seems really low. Yeah, it's tied right there with it. That's that wire going down through there. I mean, it's only 460 volts. Just run it through the hole with nothing around it. Hell yeah, it's fine. I'm loving it. It may not be a very big compressor because there we are actually getting 5.5 down here. Whoa, there goes the other one. Kind of scary the way that kicked on. Go ahead and clamp that one. It's pulling 7 amps, so it's a little more impressive. What are these? Oh, made in America. You don't see that no more. Amps, run and load 10. That one there, 10. So yeah, they could be just slacking right now. Oh, that's really lovely. Heck yes. That won't vibrate through. They put a little bit of thumb gum on it. It'll be fine. You're just being crazy. Okay, well, both stages of the cooling works. What else do you want me to do? So I'm gonna order that board and kind of go from there. It's working. I'm gonna write down what color's what. So we went ahead and shut it down, and we've got this number system here. 4, I wanted a number in front, but since I already did it, I just went ahead and continued. 4 is Y2, 3 is W2, 1's Y1, 7, blah, 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 blah. And got those all done. And then we went ahead and pulled those wires out of that hole right there and ran them over here in the one that actually has a actual plastic ring around it that keeps it from shorting into stuff. And then reconnected the wires back up here. Simple as just pulling it up through. I mean, that's a lot of effort. And then same thing here. I got that secured there. Secured this wire so it's no longer dangling across the pipe there. Then I took the capacitor, taped it on the end, and then taped it to the wire. So at least now it's not dangling out there and it's not exposed as much to somebody's hand, so that, you know, if the back EMF, if you got going into it, you know, 499 volts, so the back EMF is going to be a lot higher per leg than 277. So it's going to be potentially a lot. I'm not gonna bother finding out. You want to find out? You guys want to find out? You want to find out how much is on that? Well, I don't know if I feel like it. I got it all taped now, and that's hard to get into it. So trust me, it's always going to be higher because you're generating off of one of the legs. And so yeah, you never get hit by 480, 460 because you're only one leg's 277. I guarantee it ain't gonna feel good either way. So the other compressor kicked on or off or something, so everything seems fine there. We're gonna go ahead and kick it back on one more time and then see how it operates. We'll go back downstairs, turn on the heat again. I believe everything's kind of out of the way as far as shortening into stuff. I just really don't like everything about this. I never have liked the way they ran their panels so close to those wires. If you're not being careful, you could easily short something out. It's just a piss poor design, but what else can I say about it? Short of that, I think that's about it, guys. The jumper king here I got from TrueTech Tools. So as always, you guys can save. Right now it's 6% with the code survival. It's the same for all the YouTubers out there. But if you like me more, you can use that, and survival's easy enough to remember. Just use that, and then TrueTech knows that their advertising dollars are going to good use. And that allows me to get more goodies from them to continue testing it out and showing you guys that it works. If you guys enjoyed the video and you want to see more like it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click that little notification bell down below, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I likely won't record coming back just to put a simple board on. As you've seen, 1 Phillips screw, 2 plugs, and you're done. Pretty common sense. I guess we'll find out if that was the only issue in the meantime as we're waiting for the control board. But it definitely is feeling a little better out here today because it's, like I said, mid-April here in Ohio. And yeah, there we go, guys. Oh, there's that squeaky belt. We'll check that squeaky belt real quick. Got a little wiggle. Probably just wore. Yeah, it looks a little wore. That idler pulley. Oh yeah, that pulley down here in bottom, it's definitely wore. Hey, it's 30 flipping years old. What do you expect, right? So all you gotta do, loosen that center nut, turn the other one, it tightens up. But honestly, that belt needs replaced. We'll just get a new belt for it. That way I gotta come back anyway. AX51. Well, I'll give that to our person that orders parts and get her done from there. All right, till next time. This time, really, later.